A couple of months ago, I was speaking at a panel about fear, specifically the fear of making a bold move. And we were talking about, putting yourself out there, doing that big thing, taking that next step, that next bold move, and how what all of us are scared of to an extent is to hear someone else say no. And at that point, I said something that I don't even know where that came from. But I said, the thing is, if I don't take that big, bold move for fear of someone else saying no, then am I not rejecting myself before anyone else gets the chance to? Yeah. The energy in the panel shifted, and I think today we need to talk about that. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel, we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. So let's go. As the conversation moved on in the panel, my brain conveniently forgot about this thing that I had said. Thankfully, I know my brain well enough by now that I have written everything down. And so when I said that and I was like, oof, I immediately wrote it down on a sticky note and put it to the side. I honestly forgot about it. I even forgot about the sticky notes. I have them saved to go through later, but I hadn't gone through them. And the other day I was watching a Joe Hudson video, and he said, the only way in life to not get rejected is to make sure you reject yourself first. And the floodgates opened, and my mind was like, oh my God, this is like what you said a month ago. Hang on. Went to look for the sticky notes, found the thing, and I was like, oh God, why did I not just forget this? Why did I watch this video? Because let's be honest, facing uncomfortable truths is uncomfortable. When we think about rejection, we tend to think about it as something external to us. We tend to think about it as something that is what other people do to us, what other situations do to us. We look at it as if someone else is hurting us. That job that we weren't hired to do, that person that didn't choose us, that breakup, etc., etc., etc. Now, this type of rejection, I like to say, is loud, right? It's what happens to us when someone else says no. It's very loud, it's very clear, and you know, and I know that it's a rejection. But what if the biggest rejection isn't the loud type of rejection? What if it's the quiet one, sneaking itself into our lives every single day? The rejection that comes from inside us, the internal rejection, that business you never launch, that video you never post or even record, the idea you have that has been sitting in a notebook in a drawer for the past 10 years, that book you've never written, that vote of confidence you never gave yourself, that big bold move you never took a chance on, that quiet rejection. The rejection that doesn't happen because someone else said no, but because you never decided to find out what they would say at all. And what's dangerous about this type of rejection, and the reason I call it quiet rejection, is it feels like the right thing to do. It feels responsible. It feels practical. It feels real. Like I am keeping my feet on the ground and I am being realistic. I am being practical. I am being responsible. I am being mature. I am not letting my brain fly away with ideas that could never happen. And that's what makes it dangerous. We've been taught to be responsible and practical and realistic. And that quiet rejection feels that way. Feels like we're being responsible and realistic. But are we? Or are we just rejecting ourselves before we ever get a chance to get rejected by someone else? And underneath it all, it's just fear. It's fear of being rejected by other people. It's fear of not being accepted. It's fear of being laughed at. And I get that. Humans crave connection. And from a biological level for thousands of years, we have been hardwired to survive. Our brain wants us to survive. And survival means being part of the clan, means being part of the group, because you can't survive out there on your own. Speaking of caveman terms, right? And so we want to be accepted. We don't want to be rejected. We want the clan society to love us. We want our parents to love us. We want our siblings, our friends, our partner to love us and accept us. But the thing is, when you reject yourself first, you're not avoiding that rejection. You're guaranteeing it. Only you're doing it to yourself. Because when you ask a question, Sometimes the answer will be yes. Sometimes it'll be no, but sometimes it'll be yes. But when you don't ask, because you're saying no to yourself, you're guaranteeing the no. The answer is going to be no because you never asked the question. That makes me sad. And I also think that's why we don't talk about self-sabotage enough. Because self-sabotage isn't just you not wanting the big win. It's you trying to avoid pain. It's you trying to avoid embarrassment. It's you trying to avoid failure. Because all of that are things that we can be judged for. That's one of the big reasons we self-sabotage. We're trying to protect ourselves. That's not a bad thing. It's good to be protected, but it is a bad thing when it stops you from living the life of your dreams, when it stops you from going after the life you actually want. And when I look back on my life, and I'm sure this can happen to you too, the best experiences of my life have come when I asked the question. Opportunities I never thought I would get. That panel in and of itself, the reason I was on that panel speaking about making a bold move is because my bold move was applying to speak at that thing. And I never would have spoken about it. I never would have spoken there if I hadn't applied. The best experiences of my life have come from moments where I decided to put myself out there and make that bold move and post that video and do that thing and ask that question and talk to that person. And yet it still feels so scary to do it again and again and again. So this is the idea I'm playing with for myself that I want to share with you. I am committing to not being the person that says no to myself first. I'm committing to be the person that always says yes to myself. And if other people say no, that's okay. But I will not be my first no. And I want to invite you to commit to the same thing. If you want to take on the challenge, leave a comment below. You don't have to say anything. You can just leave an emoji that you like. You can say, I commit to not being my first no, or I commit to being my first yes, if you want to keep it positive. But yeah, I think if we can commit to not being our first no, our lives would really change. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is amazing, at least at the time of recording. I hope that we're there before this even posts. Yeah, share this with a friend that you think needs to hear this as well. And I make new videos like this every single Friday. So until then, stay wild, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.